Hey guys, the glare on these is, I'll fix this in a second, but these were palettes, little quads from Colourpop that are, at the time that I'm filming this, they're only available on the Ulta website. I'm not sure if this was like an Ulta exclusive collection. I'm guessing that for now. Maybe they'll show up on the Colourpop site later, but it didn't have a specific name or anything. It was just these four things were all separate, and there was a couple, like, I think there was a highlighter or something else. But I wanted to get these to swatch for you guys. They do, I mean, the colors in these look very similar to stuff that they've already done before. So I immediately thought of the Smoothie Collection. I think that was what it was called when I first saw these. But I mean, they have this, if you have the High Tide 9-pan palette, I believe, you've got very similar colors to these. This one reminds me of like Going Coconuts. This has like a smear all over the front of it, but that reminds me of plenty of neutral palettes. If you have any Colourpop neutral palette, you probably have most of those colors. And like these two definitely reminded me of the Smoothie Collection. Especially this one right here. Is that the one I'm thinking of? This one is called Sure Thing, and it was kind of like, I mean, I guess these aren't the same exact colors, but it reminded me of the Triple Scoop palette that came out a little while ago, or Quad, sorry, I keep saying that. But yeah, I mean, there's so many that are similar. I'm sure there's ones in the section that had palettes for all the astrological signs. There's plenty of dupes for these colors in that collection too. But I just want to go through these real quick and swatch them for you. I'll start with the most basic one. This one is called Beachy Keen. I thought that the first color said Going Coconuts, and I'm like, what? So this one is Going Coastal. It's just a very creamy feeling pale champagne. Shimmery pale champagne. And then there's Cooler, which is this matte kind of sandy color. Very pigmented. Yacht Rock. This is another kind of, I'm gonna call that more of a satin finish. It looks like it might be metallic in the pan, but then, oh no, this is definitely, it's weird because it didn't look that metallic-y on my finger. But this is a golden champagne color. Much more metallic when you swatch it than when you just put it on your finger. And then Lagoon is just this dark brown. This is also a matte. It's very soft. I think I grabbed too much of it. So that is the Beachy Keen. Really pretty, like, these little quads are great to just throw in your purse if you're going somewhere and just need to touch up. But also, I don't really like, I'm not one of those people that brings a bunch of makeup with me when I go somewhere, because I never travel that much, and especially lately. But yeah, they're just good purse palettes, little everyday palettes. That last brown does not want to come off of my hand. Okay, so that's the first one. Then we have this pretty, you know what, I'm going to save the blue for last because I feel like those are going to stain my hand and then interfere. This one is called Sure Thing. This is kind of neutral too. It's a very warm looking summery palette. I love this first color called Boat Life, L-Y-F-E. It's one of those pinky peach colors that's just, it's got a golden kind of hue to it, golden flash to it, I mean, when the light hits it. Really pretty. One of those nice all over lid shades. I always forget to take this watch off when I'm doing these. Then we have Current Event. This is kind of like a muted coral, and it's a matte color. That's pretty. And then Umbrella is this metallic golden brown. Actually, it's more of a coppery brown. Super metallic, super pigmented as well. And then the last one is Beach Ball. And this is a matte kind of terracotta color. Again, all super pigmented. So these first two so far, very pigmented palettes. Okay, I have an issue because this one says Sure Thing too. So I don't know which one is supposed to be Sure Thing and which one is supposed to be Shellbound. I'm gonna guess that this one is Shellbound. It just has the wrong sticker on it. See, it says Sure Thing just like the other one. But all the colors on here sound like they're talking about like lobster and stuff, and this is a more reddish pinky quad. So I'm gonna go with this is, what do you call it, Shellbound. I don't have my phone with me, it's not even in this room, it's downstairs. I will research it as I'm editing this and tell you for sure that if this one's supposed to be Shellbound or not, because otherwise these two palettes that I'm swatching right now need to be reversed color names. But that is the second time I've gotten a palette like that that has the wrong sticker on the back. The last time it was one of the little, like the 5-pan thin quads. The 5-pan thin palettes. I think it was the ones that were like, had all musical names or something. But anyway, this first one is called Clam Bake, if this is the correct name of this palette. This is a shimmery pink, like a baby pink. Everybody is mowing their lawn today and weed whacking and everything, so I apologize if you hear any noise. But then again, every time I do that, I never really hear it in the background when I'm editing, so hopefully the camera's not picking it up. Such a Catch is this matte, kind of a muted pink. It's super pigmented, but it's like one of those not quite rosy pinks. It's more of a, I guess you'd describe it as a blush pink. And then Fin. This is a metallic kind of brick red, and it has little tiny silver sparkles in it. That one's pretty as well. And then Krillin' It. This is a matte deep brownish red. Oh, that's super duper pigmented. My white balance keeps going all wonky. This one's super crazy pigmented, and I think I grabbed too much of it because it's like falling off my finger. But that is what the Shellbound palette looks like. That's a pretty color combo, actually. I wouldn't think to pair this pink with like this dark brownish red, but it looks like it will work in a look. Well, now I hear my next door neighbor firing up a chainsaw, so I really hope that this isn't picking that up. But the last one here is called Wait and See, S-E-A, like water, because it is kind of like a sea, you get like a seafoam green. Actually, that's like a seafoam color too. Turquoise. Just very blue-green palette. And this looks like it's got some sort of scrape in it, and I haven't even touched these yet. But that is what happens lately with Colourpop palettes. And also none of these, in any of these little quads I've just swatched, have the little asterisk, so I'm surprised that none of these do, because these all look like they're gonna stain my hand when I go to swatch them. But the first one is Catamaran. It's this really pretty deep turquoise color with a gold flash to it. That is so pretty. Next color is A Dip. and this is that matte seafoam color. Now Aiden's TV is way too loud in the other room. I'm almost done though here. That is really nice and pigmented. It looked like it was going to be powdery. That's a super pretty color. I'm kind of excited to use this one on my eyes. I haven't been doing a lot of like blues and greens lately, but this one is calling to me. Sink or Swim is this really, oh, this is a super deep teal color. That's so pretty. This palette is probably my favorite out of the four. Okay, this one has more of like a creamy texture to it that's grabbing onto my finger really well, but then I'm not sure it's gonna catch on a brush very well, or pick up on a brush very well, I mean, but this will be one that you'll have to apply with your finger. There have been a lot of Colourpop shadows like that lately where I can't get a lot of pigment when I use a brush, but if I use my finger, they're awesome. And then the last one is Pure Love. And this is a really, really deep, deep navy blue. It looks black on the viewfinder. This one is a little bit powdery, but then again, I don't have a base on my hand like usual. So that these three colors are, oh, I love them. I'm gonna use this on my eyes tomorrow, I think. Super duper pretty. So that one is definitely my fave out of the four. Like I said, I'm not certain that this one is called Shellbound and this one is Sure Thing. They both have the Sure Thing sticker on them. So that's kind of weird, but anyway. That's those, and then this one was pretty Beachy Keen. Whoa. Pretty super basic, but they have been doing a lot of neutral palettes lately, so not surprised that they did another little quad. But like I said, these are on the Ulta website. I really, really like this bluish turquoise combination quad. That one's definitely my favorite. They're all pretty, but also if you have a lot of Colourpop palettes, you already have these colors. Especially like this is so similar to colors in the High Tide palette. This is very similar to colors in the Going Coconuts palette. And then these two, there's so many little quads already that have similar colors to this. Like I said, it's like they're redoing colors just a shade off, a shade or two off. So it's confusing me because I'm like, I've seen these colors before in other palettes. But anyway, I hope this swatch video is helpful to you guys, and I will talk to you in my next video.